Good morning. It is your Happy Healer Lover. It is September 1st. Welcome to September 1st. September 1st is a big date for Apes. You want to know why? And we have Big on the board right now. You know why Big's on the board? Because it's been running and brought to our attention by Jason. So I hope you're in it. And right now in the pre-market, it looks like it's kind of pulling back a bit. We're 7 minutes open until the general market. Welcome to the program. It's great to have you guys here. I'm opening up chat now, so if you want to begin chatting with us, you'll be able to here in a moment. In a moment, you'll be able to do that. Okay. We got that open. Good morning, all. It's great to see you. And 7 minutes till open. And lately, you see, I've been coming on about 10 till. Usually 5 minutes or 10 minutes until open. I'd like to get back in around 9, but that's better for the days that I've had time previously to set up for some talking discussions and different things that I haven't been doing lately because I've been busy outside of this trying to take care of different things I have to do, and I'm sure you know how that gets. And so right now, just for Big, so we get into it, we see a little bit of back and forth action. It doesn't really know where it wants to be just yet. It also wants to see the opening. Okay, so we're in AMC right now. The morning action has us actually up, but down from last night, up for the pre-market. Well, I would say the extended market, because I know we were higher at other points, like here 48.26, or like, well, I guess from there it's kind of grew. So I don't think we have any problems in AMC. I see a very strong growth trajectory on this right now. I hope to see it continue to follow through. I think this right here is our growth line, so it might even snap back here and end up right at 50 very soon from opening. It could be, because I've seen it continue to follow in after hours many times. And stay right on that line. So, welcome. Let's get it going. Another 4 minutes until the market open. And then we'll make our choices here. Let's go ahead and go here so we can see what's going on. And remember, we were about $100 up yesterday. If you are in the Discord group, you know I've already been sharing that with you. We should be opening up here in another 4 minutes and counting. Time now is 9:27, so make that 3 minutes and counting. And this is what we have currently. So I added another 500 to the cash in this account. Actually, it came out, and I showed you guys how I was doing that, bringing it instantly almost from Coinbase to Webull. It's an overnight process. Well, you could do it within a couple hours, really. You could start it now. It could be in your Coinbase now, and by 11 a.m. it could be in your Webull account, or your if you're using like I am Thinkorswim, it could be in that as well. Okay, we have 2 minutes until market open. I hope you're done with your stretching. The Italian guru is Big open. We're gonna have to ask Jason that when he comes around. I'm not sure if he's here yet, but he's the one who put me on that. From everything that I've seen, I don't think so. But, you know, I've still seen Big reported on various, stock market channels on YouTube. A lot of people are really liking big. I got in at around $6 from Jason, gave me in my Discord. That's why it's a great place for you to be. You should be there already. The link is down below. And we got on that yesterday a little bit early. So I would say that it's not too late. Well, be cautious. It might settle back a little bit before it takes off, but you know, it really depends too on a lot of what happens in the market, doesn't it? All right, it's 9:29. Get prepared. This is gonna take off like here in just 1 minute. Here it goes. And if I say be prepared, especially if you're looking to enter in any options, and I'll tell you, I'm always looking at them. So we're going to start out in the AMC options as it begins here. Not saying I'll pick anything up. I may. Not saying I won't either. I'll tell you what, I like to pick them up with a little bit more than a few days on hand. All right, we are open for the we're about open for the morning. It feels like things are moving like it's open up there. So there's the bid and the ask. It's coming down a bit on AMC. That doesn't mean much. It's going up now. All right, there it goes. So I think being an AMC could be very rewarding. I'm going to go ahead and take one short position. My goodness, this thing looks like it's going to take off, doesn't it? So I'm going to take a short position here and see if I can... let's see, get out of my way. Let's see, am I having this thing right? Let's see, we got 1. Okay, it's coming down a little bit on itself. Maybe that's the time to get in, or is it pulling back completely? We'll find out here in a moment. It was not filled, so was it canceled? No, it's currently working. Cancel and replace. Oh, invalid order. You want to know why that's invalid, kids? Because we picked it up. So now we're sitting on 4 of these call options, and you could see the one we had just picked up is already $6, $9 up. It's starting to move here, and that's in part because we got it very close to 48. It's the only one that we picked up this morning that's right on the current price. Now, both of those, of the two that I do have, there's one at 50, there's one at 48. They're both for September 3rd expiration. We want to see this thing bust through 48 today, and then 49. It's really going to have a challenge because it wants to move a few $4 here and there and really make effort. And the challenge becomes, is it going to be able to break past 50? That's also been a resistance point. So we'll come back to that in a moment. Let's see big. We are up on big. We lost a little bit of momentum this morning. It hasn't fallen off, so it could totally pick up again. This actually might be one of those plays or positions it makes sense to... there, it looks like it's starting to pick up now. That it makes sense to get in on and just wait for a little bit because it'll probably pick up here. You know, you could either sell out, which, because it does, you know, you could sell out and get back in lower maybe, or if you want to take that risk, it's actually already climbing up now. All right, let's go ahead and see big here a little closer. Personally, I don't like to be in too many of these plays as we're moving forward because it can get quite, you know, confusing trying to manage it. We can see what's happening here. Let's step into this right quick. So September 17th is the earliest one, which gives us a little room to play. We could pick up one more if we want. This thing looks like it wants to take off, I'll tell you that. So we could pick up one more. Not this morning. Let's see here. So September 8th. I guess that looks good. We'll look at it more. I vowed not to rush into it this morning, so I'm in my morning show. And I suspect that it should be going over 8. There it is. And now it's going to 807, so that's looking good. You might have wished you got in already here in just a moment. Maybe we could pick some cheap ones up here at 9. No? Looks like it's growing. You know, it starts taking the fun out of it when you get too high up there, you know, especially in these ones that you don't know if it's going to push that far or not. It's really all, yeah, I mean, for the price, right? Oh, wow, look at that jump right there. That's pretty extensive. All right, we're going to let the one we have grow on. I think big can really potentially do something. Maybe we'll just go ahead and add it in there. That means half our budget's already spent. All right, so that's fine. AMC's pulled back a little bit, so maybe there'll be some better pricing there. Big is doing the same thing. Yikes. We're 18 down on the morning. That's why you hold off until a little bit later. It's no big deal. We will just wait off now. This is all a game of getting out of it before you lose your profits. The one we had just entered into, we're down a little bit, but the other one we're up, and it comes in phases, right? And now, what is AMC's tough ability? It's had 3 days of growth already. It is trying to break through a resistance point. Not saying it won't. Once it does, I suspect it'll bust through it. And these settle downs, I want to see it. If it drops below 45, then I'll go ahead and pick up some more. Otherwise, maybe. And, you know, maybe the right thing is to pick it up now. Maybe this is the dip. What we're going to do is jump into... There we go. Our morning chart here. That doesn't look right. There we go. Our morning chart. So yeah, right at the open, it's taken off, and we'll continue to watch that. It might really take for getting around the corner. That's kind of what it did yesterday. Remember, I got on this thing as it was falling yesterday, and then at its bottom I got on, and I pretty much rode it up here, and then this short drop here. We'll see how far that drop goes, but a lot more people are catching on to this one, so it might hold up pretty good. Remember, these are good until the 17th also, so they run for a bit. They don't expire tomorrow or this week at all even. So all those are good things about that big position. All right, AMC, and then we'll start looking at some of these other stocks that we have interest in. Surprisingly, it took this drop right out of the gate, but that's okay. You know, it does that, and that means it's freer to go up from there. $46.5 approximately, and hey there, guys. How's it going? Good to see you. Make sure you eat your breakfast. Okay, so here's AMC. It looks like it's starting to make our movement upward, which again, you know, this is when we should be picking up our positions if you believe in this movement. I'm thinking about it myself here. It's already up into 47.13. That's why I said you get in when the getting's good, or you might miss out there. But just be patient. That's my attitude. I'm in with half of that budget. We'll just be patient. 10 o'clock is around the corner. Good to see everybody this morning. Dun 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 dun. Alrighty. So this is our Discord. And remember, I am not a financial advisor. I'm just trying to help push. I'm more than anything in this is I am in an AMC activist, really not for AMC, but for a better market, a market that doesn't have short sellers short selling the future of America out, and focused on my own. I'm doing more or less what I would do anyway, and bringing you guys for the ride, and hoping that we can help each other find the good calls and the good positions and getting into them together. So this is a good place to share that kind of stuff, and I welcome you to join our Discord. Look at that. Big is now up $8.48. It really helps that we got into that position. AMC Entertainment is still pushing forward. I think that some of these, the latest setback, like the latest dip, was a good point to buy in at, perhaps, for some of these positions. If you're not absolutely certain, the best thing you can do is hold out and wait out until you are. And that's usually a pretty good bet. And well, folks, we'll stick around here until after the market gets open. What I like to do on this program, and what I'll continue to do moving forward, is basically come on when there's something to do, or when there's a lot of action, when there's a lot of people on board, or when I'm having discord between people. Then yes, but in those moments where it's just long and drawn out, it makes better sense that I step aside and I update the Discord on any small acts that are going on. Things aren't as interesting as they were when we were trying to make a little progress for Happy Force 1, and this isn't really fun for me. I don't like chasing money. I think it takes a lot out of an individual, but unfortunately it's something that even those of us who wish to just work for a better world need to do in order to have that gift, that wonderful, honorable gift of helping build a better world. Not continue for me to see this world continue on the way it is, but to see a better world emerge from it, and to sift through all the demons that you run into on the way, that their only job, their only hope is to break your will. Their job is to checkmate love, to checkmate the ability of love to carry on and win. It'll tell the lover, oh, well, you're supposed to be about love. Why aren't you helping me and every Johnny that comes past? And I get a lot of that, because as the happy healer lover and open and honest about wanting to love and help others and see the world become better, so every misfortunate person comes my way. And I tell them, this isn't about helping individuals here and there and just helping individuals. And this is about providing a better... if anything, I'm an individual who needs help. That's why I'm in this market at all. I would otherwise be investing in the asset market and not the derivatives. This is more of a casino environment to me, and I don't like it, but it's my only way of picking up after having my burned coach and everything else that I've gone through. And so it's out of necessity. And yet, at the same point, I'm still looking at these opportunities and wanting to share them with you. So that's what this is about. it's certainly hello, it's Keith. I can help you. Well, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Hang up on you. There you go. Folks, it's that kind of morning, 9:44. We're not going to leave just yet. I'm going to try and stick around till, like I said, till past 10. And then feel it out from there. Because the market open is very important to be here on. And but feel free to talk to me. And to ask any questions if you like. That's a big process in what we do, and I enjoy that, was what I'm saying to you. Look at there, we've got big. Look at big up to 946 now. Now, you have to say, when is it right for you to sell? Because these, ultimately, you got to sell these positions. You can't sit on them forever. Although some people, they sit on them and they're better off for it. The thing about it is, well, I mean, look at what's happening with AMC. We're actually stepping back a little bit on AMC. Not really stepping back. It's having a hard time breaking through that next level, is more like what it is. And in the meantime, good thing we picked up that big position, because look where we are on it. And is it going to stay moving like that? I don't know, but we do have quite a bit of time on it. Big might end up being that kind of position that doubles up a couple of times, like we've seen with some other short selling positions that we've seen exploding. Oh, big is halted. Is that what happened? Did you get in on big, Italian Guru? I'd like to know. Yep. Big is halted is what the intel is coming from my trusted team here. And we're waiting for big to open back up again, but it is halted. Isn't that unfortunate? Whenever anything runs for us, it gets halted. That sucks. Alright, well, that's fine then. We'll wait for it to become unhalted. Yeah, it was running, and then they halted it just like that. You couldn't get out of it right now if you wanted to. AMC is just, it's taking a little, it's giving a little, it's taking a little. Yep, there it is. Look at it, moving light. I mean, this thing's gonna take off like a bat out of hell. That's why you might want to be in it if it does that, but there's no guarantee. Right? Isn't that right, the Italian Guru? Oh, good gosh. Okay, yeah. Sometimes I just fall asleep, so I'm lucky. I've been known to fall asleep right on live. Quite regularly. Don't worry, once it lets go, a lot of people are looking at this thing frozen in time, poking right up. And there's a good chance that that's going to bring on a lot of extra attention, just being frozen like that. We'll see. There's only so much they can short these stocks too. It's limited, so they really try and play games, that's for sure. AMC's been back and forth. It's right now down towards its low again for the day, which is 46.47. I would imagine that will probably emerge to be a low that, well, I would like to see it not go past that low, obviously. I took on additional risk this morning with AMC by opening up another position that I was almost reluctant to do, but I did. And I don't want to see it drop below that marker point, because that's when these losses start. It'll take away from the good that big is doing for sure. Don't want to see that. Now, the last time I stepped out of this call position, it came back to haunt me because it ran. Yeah, I get it. We all would be. That sucks. Yeah. What's your position on this, Guru? There it goes, $10.18. It's going to run like crazy. It's good to be in it. Almost want to get another one, huh? Look at that. I'm telling you, I really do think this thing could go the distance, man. And for picking up calls that don't expire until the 17th, this could be a lot of fun for a while. Yeah. So let's look at buying another one, but kind of like where it's at now. We didn't expect this. Well, we did, but we didn't know to what level or how far it would take off like that. All right, let's see. So 10, it's already on 11, so we're going to have to redo this. Let's just push it to 12 since it's moving so fast. Oh my goodness, look at this. These things are really picking up value. Wowzers. All right, so you really have to consider if you want to pick up or take some profit out of this. These things have gained a ton amount of value. In the meantime, we're looking at AMC crash and further itself down to 46. How unfortunate that, well, at least we're on a winner. And this is Jason who got us on this one, so good call to Jason. And let's see how far we can take big this morning. Let's see, maybe we could take it some distance. But remember, once it's on the other side of its peak, did it stop again? Is that what we're looking at? It stopped. Is that why it's frozen like that? Just can't ever keep track. There's no magic thing that jumps up and says it stopped again. Oh, see, it's like a frozen picture when it does that. And it says, look at me, I'm at 11:19. They need to keep freezing me. Oh, this thing could really do the thing. This could do the trick. It's why we were looking at it first thing, and my goodness. And it pays to be plugged into a lot of the short selling magic that's going on right now. These short squeezes. And like I said, they don't have a lot of open shares like AMC does. Sometimes I question the MOAS because of the sheer number of shares out there. 500 million shares. In order to move that, it takes so much massive cooperation between apes. But apes are those who can do it. And you'll need a big stock like that if you really want these apes to benefit, because they're all in it together. Imagine if we had 400 million people really working I know there's nothing close to that, but imagine if we had that. I mean, this thing would be like, that would be a dream. We would totally just destroy him in like 10 minutes, right? So, we're at $11.19. $11.19 for big. We're pushing harder this morning. If you were with us when it was going down, we were buying in, and now it's taking off. And what do you know? God is with us, and Jason is with us, and the Italian guru is with us, and all of our friends are together. I'm not going to run the comments this morning that keep going on about AMC Apes, because it just takes up all the comment space. So what's your price target? What's your I want to hear from Jason. What's your price target if you're out there, brother, for big? And anybody else who wants to give a price target on Big, go ahead and put it out there. Let me know what you think. I'm interested to know. Is this lighter finished? You could tell it's starting to lose its gas there. Fire is magic. Do you know that? And God is Vata. So it's frozen at 11.19. Wouldn't you like to be in one of these juicy contracts that we have here? I mean, these things just went up tenfold, like, woo, so fast. I would love to have bought 2 or 3 when I bought that first one. But I didn't. I just bought the one. They were a lot cheaper, too. Now you look at those prices and they're just out of this roof. I mean, they'll come back down again, maybe. I mean, look, you got to go to at $16. They're trading at $2 each and stuff. That's because people believe it's going to reach those numbers. It only goes up to 20, and let's see, those are, oh my God, the bid and the ask on that one is where the bid and ask at $11 was when we opened up. That's crazy. Okay. And once it takes off again, we'll be flying again. And then it'll freeze itself in magic flying. They freeze it like that, and I don't like that either. But, man, it's just wrong. But and sometimes that's why I'd almost picture it like when other stocks are going down, like AMC started going down, and you're looking at this other one frozen going up, and it's like, oh, I need to be on that one, And a lot of people are doing that, I'm sure. Man, I'm thinking about getting out of AMC. How far do you ride it down? How far is it? I mean, at some point you look at it and say, is this a buy or is this a sell? And AMC, I've got 4 contracts open on that, so every time it wants to move. Now, granted, I believe in it. I think it's a dip in the process. Here we go. Look at Big moving again. Oh, can't hold itself back. It knows that this thing's going to go straight to beyond 20 today at this rate. And guess what? We're going to hold on to it. We're going to wish that we bought more because it's a mover, man. Look, it's coming back a little bit. It could have some. There it is. There's dips. If you want to take some of that profit, I don't blame you. That's for sure. I might do that myself. I don't know. There's going to be dips in between these rips. Just realize that much. Now it seems to be holding there. Don't tell me it's going to freeze going down. That's going to suck. It's frozen again going down. Yeah, that's getting old. Yep, there's no orders on the board. Everything's stopped. They need to knock that shit off now. It is getting a little bit old, but it's showing every reason in the world to run. And folks, it's going on 10 a.m. It's showing every reason in the world to want to run. Hey, Techno, welcome back, brother. Sister, Italian gurus here. Okay, I don't know what the heck they're doing over there at Big, but it's driving me nuts. And it looks like AMC is pulling back up to above 46. That was a pretty good dip there. I was thinking about buying one. Whenever you think about selling, immediately consider, well, what would it look like if I bought instead, right? Think like that. I'm telling you, it really shows your mind open on some opportunities. Here comes AMC below 46 again. And we're waiting for Big to open up again and do what it's going to do. I mean, it started on the day around $8 and change, and now, well, it even closed around that, and it opened around that too. So let's see what we get rocking and rolling on Big. It's just frozen right now in time. I don't like the feeling of that. We're seeing these things blow up quick, boy. Personally, I'm thinking about maybe, these are pretty far up. And the portfolio's moving up. That's the direction we need to go. although we need to take the opportunities when we got them. I'm thinking about buying another one of these, because if this runs, I mean, we got in early, but if this ultimately runs, big does, and it goes to like some ridiculous 50 or 40 or 20 or whatever, and you're just, if you're 3 of those instead of 2 on, I mean, that makes all the difference. And the beautiful thing about big is it's not going to expire on you this Friday. I mean, the only ones available for purchase are out for the 17th of September. And now they're getting a lot more action. And we just got in and bought for the price asked at that point. I want to see how far these are squeezing too, or if that's giving us a really bad execution price. Because I thought there'd be a lot more action in there, and there perhaps is, and there will be. And the more, the more that people come on this play, the more it will, be one of those that have that kind of movement. So we'll see what happens here. And then what other plays do we have going on? If you want to share them in the comments, that would be mightily good to know. And I know Techno's always got something going on. As we know, AMC here now is running at 45.96, and I would imagine Big is going to get opened up here any second or very shortly. I don't know, how long do they keep it down when they do that crap? I mean, this market is just so manipulated. We really need to stop that manipulation. People can't make moves. They're left to, it's just ridiculous. It'd be nice if we can keep this thing going, man. It's one of those things that could fall over on itself, but a lot of people don't see that. I don't know what to think myself. I think that we've already made a pretty good return, and there'd be nothing wrong with taking profit. And given that there's going to be a lot of losers for having waited too long, I couldn't blame anybody for taking profit. It's frustrating when you wish it's going further. And the kind of deal we have with the AMC Apes and GameStop is that's the expectation, is like hang in there with your brothers. They have a little bit more staying power because of that. There's love going around. And it's trading 46.12 right now, so it got above 46 again. I'm seriously considering looking at AMC and making another purchase there right now while it's depressed a little bit. You don't want to buy it when it's popping. Buy it when it's depressed. We'll pick up one more here. I hope it's the right timing. Maybe I should hold off till 10:30 and really see where it goes. But we can miss out on a good deal in that time. So, should we go? That'll put us up to 5 contracts, when really we should probably be on big this morning. Good gosh. It's really a difficult thing. Now they got big open again. What's going to happen? It's probably going to run. Or it could settle back. And won't. We'll see, right? Look at those big moves, man. It's just moving so big right now. But, you could buy one of these and be better off for it. Of course, I'm thinking about selling, and look at the profit. It goes so quick. And just because it's showing it might not run to $20 in 2 seconds. Once the profit runs like that away, then it makes you say, you know what? The hell with it. I'm going to hang on. We got till the 18th. And once this thing starts running again, then everybody's going to jump on board, and we'll pull some of that profit back. There's no reason for that to have jumped from being 5. Maybe it became an easier buy at this point. Maybe you can get in now. Let's see some of these buy-in prices. Well, it's starting to rise. I mean, you can't even have a thought before it seems like everybody else is on the same thought already. Let's go to $11. Let's see what that's selling for. Oh, good gosh. $11 is at that price? Oh, it's starting to come back up again. That's why. It's going to move fast. You can make money buying and selling the dips, although you can only do so much of that if you have the pattern day trade rules, so be careful. Okay. So that's no good. Let's try that one then. It just looks like it's gotten expensive, and if you want it, you're going to have to pay. The sad part is you can go cheaper on it, right? And it doesn't really cost all that much more. So they're pricing up. A lot of the price in this is the expectation, the volatility, that the expectation is to see it run. Because you could buy $9 calls, at this price and it's dropping, by the way, which sucks. Maybe we should have been out already. Unless you believe it can run more. Obviously, I believe it can run more, which means we're probably getting our best dip cost here. And get in on it like around this level. I'll pick it up. Let's go. Okay. I think there's a lot of hope in that one we just picked up. And now we'll see what happens. AMC is at 46.08. We could run on either one of these. The main objective in this crazy market right now is going to be having time on these plays. Remember, these are already going to be what they are, which is they are already in the nature of what they are meant to be, which is their momentum, right? They're about short squeezing. Well, that's true now. It'll be true again tomorrow. It'll be true again next week. So the fact that you can own this relatively cheaply all the way up until September 17th gives you a lot more days for that thing to short squeeze and to sell and get your profit out of it, or to buy at a better price and get more of those calls. And it's not dropping so fast that it's like it's done running. This is exactly how these moves run that continue to run. And, people aren't going to be done with that in a half an hour and go home and call it a day. So this thing has the ability to do a lot more running. We started out with our volume. It was, pushing up above 1 million when it was moving like that. And I think it could do that again here shortly. Once it settles down, the RSI, everything catches up. We'll see. Now's the time to buy if you want to be in it, though. It wasn't time to buy when it was flying high. That's why I didn't. But now I think it is. And we'll see. Does it go down? It's only going to go down so far if it's in a going down mood. This is a short squeeze play. And then we have AMC running at 46.02. And then we have Moderna 376.33. I'm so proud of my Trump people that don't get triggered by the word Moderna. It feels so silly when people get triggered by a simple word and then they leave. Alright, SPRT. Well, that's bright, down 20 cents, so it's down $4.22. A lot of people are wondering, when is the time to jump in on this? Look at the 5-day, it ran up to $60, but now is settling back, becoming more of a run candidate. We've seen it run a little this morning with these other stocks, but not that far because, people are stepping away from it. And they're going to these stocks like Big. And how's ADA doing? Not bad. I want to see that guy drop. I want to see ADA go past $3. Yeah, I mean, with the money that I've lost on options, I would say I've lost most of that money on options that expire this week on Friday. Always it's expiring this week on Friday. Those are the ones you always lose on. So get them for 2 weeks. Honestly, get them for 45 days. And if you're buying stocks that come back, and that's the other thing. Had I always bought 45 days, I think they all would have worked out. Because I was right about the moves I was in, specifically Moderna mostly. And it's just that when the options expire, it's such a cruel, cold thing that happens. You lose everything. And you can't be in it to win it like that. There we are, over 10. So that had to help that I purchased that, and we're running again. And, that was the time to buy. I hope you got in if you wanted to. And maybe I should have gotten in more myself. That's what you always say. But, we're going to be patient on this. I'm not looking to just, I can't come in and out a bunch. And that's the sad thing with, pattern day trade rules. Otherwise, of course, it makes sense to sell at these highs and buy at the lows, right? But we can't do that. So we better start yelling at the people who caused that problem for us. The SEC, our elected leaders, for sure. I mean, we can't let them get away with that. That's hell. Hell on people that deserve better. Invite friends, like this content. If I feel like, I can try a few different things to get more popular. At the end of the day, I'm always just going to be me. So if it's not taking off well, then you're going to see a lot more of the shorter programs, which will probably end up just being nothing after a while. But I don't want to see that happen. I believe in this thing going the distance, so I'm sticking with it. And I want you to stick with it too. You inspire me to stick with it. So many of you have said, stick around. Where are you going? You got to stay with this. And I hear you. So, I'm an honest heart. And I put a lot into this, into the people I love and care about. And so that's what has me sticking with anything. And what we really need to see on big is for all this momentum and action that it has, instead of running really hard and then into a brick wall, it gets stopped. We need to see it settle into a consistent and constant rise that allows it to transition into something so much bigger. And that's what we should be talking about. Ways that we can together bring on the ideas that make it possible to grow in a sustaining kind of way, but without breaking the rules of the stock market, which are so important not to break. You don't want to be a retail trader version of Martha Stewart. You certainly could be, You're welcome to get out at any point. It could drop more. It could present itself as a better cost more. And like I said from the beginning, there's going to be these buy points that are really attractive, and nobody could blame you for buying. And or selling, if that's what you want to do. And maybe in the future we'll have it where we can buy and sell as unlimited as the rich people do. And you don't have to be rich even. Just more than 25,000. But, think about that blow. Think about the people they're hurting. The Italian guru, see how it explained it tanked the worthless? It was so quick, right? And then it comes back, it's so quick. Imagine if we could capitalize on that, but we have to be able to do our pattern day trading. I'm sorry, but it's unfair what they do to us. And then they call. You ever get those dreaded calls from the brokers? You're in trouble. I remember the first time I got one, I felt so in trouble. Like, I didn't understand how wrong it was. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Now I tell these guys, oh, you're not going to make me feel bad for telling me about the pattern day trade rule. That bullshit right there is unfathomable why you'd even have a rule like that. You aren't going to shame me about that now. So, yeah, 936, I would say that's a good point, maybe as any is, to pick up another one of these find call opportunities on, big, and it was even lower at some points. And so that's how it's going to trade. And we'll open it up here to take a stronger look at it. And it's got a downward trajectory, but I suspect at one point it's going to bust up and even go past that $11. And, it's not going to continue keeping going down. You want to find that floor, because once you do, that's where it's going to hold and make a lot of, leadway from there. And I'm just pulling it back. We're going to go back to the 5-day on this, because, if you look at it here, it's kind of been doing this. So this is nothing new. The fact that you can buy these and have it be good all the way till the 17th is your real saving grace on this. I think it has a lot more room to grow, and not just for a minute and then it's worthless, but for days to come. I think it's going to be that way. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. And so it could be a good one to get into. I'm just wanting to be in, the thing I like about big too is the sucker hangs. I'm going to buy another one, because the sucker, it's hanging on. And when it hangs on like that, I really think that not buying it is foolish, because you get all this extra time. AMC is going to throw you out this Friday. And you can have this one for not much more than that one, but it's too expensive for me. I got $1.89. No, thank you, not right now. I got to get something. It's already starting to run in it a little bit. We got to get in quick, or the price is going to catch up on us. So maybe one at 12. I don't really want to be there, and that's where it's making me buy at these levels. So I'm out. I'll just stay with what I got. I simply can't afford it. I should have thought about that a little earlier. Maybe AMC is a good time to get into now. I do still believe in it. It's just that I want to be in it for a little bit longer than this coming 3rd. And then we're all dead. That's how we lose our money every time. I suppose I'll connect to these 70 calls. And if it's going to have a sluggish day today, I'll wait until the end of the day to pick them up when it's feeling really bloody. And I'll let it just run like that. In the meantime, we're keeping our value in this. It's really difficult. It feels sluggish here and there, and you feel really exposed. I wouldn't want to buy any more of those big calls just to lose money, but man, it really seems like it's coming up. So if it wasn't for what we're making there, we'd be in trouble for what we're losing on AMC. Isn't that the truth? I'm just saying, but it's just the truth. Really is. Yeah. We're at 970 on big. And AMC, it is 45.46. Right, and we've had the Italian guru come out and say way more buying volume for big than the shorts. I bet you're feeling better now, Guru, than you were just a moment ago when you were talking about, oh no, I lost all my value. It comes back. But that's where I wish we could do those buys and sells. I don't get, if you've seen the way I react, I don't get up and down and allow myself to move around about money. I move around about people, you see. I get excited about people. Of course, that's not the normal way people are. Most people get excited about money, and they look at people and feel, oh man, what a feeling of nuance. Yep. So you just got to be patient. What I do, once I got in the positions I feel are right, then I give it a break. I don't have to spend every last penny. In fact, on a day like today, I feel it's just right what we did on Big for AMC. I think it's at its bottom now. Maybe I would be wise to pick up another one of these September 10th calls. Just because if it does run, these are going to run pretty far. It could also lose value. It would have to fall a lot more than I expected to. Maybe this will be my last purchase then. But I don't plan on selling anything today, so I won't have a lot to buy tomorrow. We have $79.80 left to our available purchase for tomorrow, unless we make a lot of movement on these areas here today that net us huge growth potential. And you don't see me freaking too much about going up or down, because we're set up in a situation now that could literally explode in any direction. And AMC and a lot of these stocks that are pushing, you see them pushing afternoon. Seriously. They get going afternoon and you can't catch them if you tried. That's how they move. And so right now there's a lot of potential to buy at a depressed level. We're an hour into the market open, and I think the best pricing exists right now on AMC. And on Big, I think that it started out cheaper and it got hellish expensive. One of these were trading at almost $6, and now it's more affordable, in that I could see that flipping in a moment, because the way this grows is in increments that it can swallow. If it gets too heated up, it freezes and then reacts in ways we don't like. So just remember that. You see those big prices, not everybody's selling at those, so a lot of people lose that. That means being in it for an afternoon is probably gonna be better than being in it for a half an hour, in terms of getting what you want out of it and being able to cash out at the same time. Now, if you sell out too premature on Big, maybe you'll lose some profit. But if you're in a profitable position as you sell, I don't see how that could be a bad thing, no matter how you add that up. So I am in it for now and holding strong. We are almost an hour into our trading morning. It's alright, Guru. It's all gonna work out. Just because we could have sold and been rich about 20 minutes ago, this is not rich money. You know, that's why you know why you're in it. If you're looking to push far, I mean, it's really that the least amount of money you have, as long as you have a way of coming up with some more money, you could take those big risks, and if they pay out, you know, you can go from 1,500 to 10,000 very quickly. We've done it right here on this channel. You know, that's because we get into moves like this and we go take a nap and we come back and it grows. You know, it's hard to really hang in psychologically when you see it double. But if you're not present when it does, sometimes you can win your psychological battle just by not being present. And that can cost you too. It could drop, but you know, I think we have a little bit better of a situation on Big because we have time. Remember that time is so special. And AMC presented us with a better price, and then it started climbing. That's good. And we're sitting on 5 AMC contracts. I mean, I have half a mind to see what I can get into now while things are depressed before they start running out of control in terms of buying another AMC contract. For $79.80, I'll have to look deep into these more expensive ones. But at least this goes out. I don't know. Are they going beyond? Are they going to 100 yet? Nope. Go 90. Oh, yeah. I could barely afford that. I got $79.80, so we'll jump that down to 1. Yep, we can get one of those. Let's do it. Bye. Did it fill? Yep. Now we got 6 contracts on AMC. I think that was a good purchase. It put us till September 10th, just like we have on 4 contracts, and 2 of them are for this coming Friday. I don't like seeing them die so fast. They got to have at least a little time on them, and I'm done with as much as I can be done with contracts that expire this Friday. No, give me at least till next Friday, okay? That Grim Reaper comes so quick for those contracts. I would say if you have the budget, be 45 days out on everything you do. And that's what I would say, honestly. I know you intended to cash out later on this afternoon. Seems like putting in so deep to go so far. And maybe it doesn't. If things are way overpriced, maybe you shouldn't go out that far. Maybe you should go for exactly this Friday. On bigs, it turns out you don't even have an option. So, and I think there's enough level of energy in that to keep it coming around. But I'm sure you can imagine instances where what I said is true, right? If we get into the MOAS, you're going to wish you were in it more. And that's all I keep thinking about. To win in this, you don't only have to beat the stock market, you also have to beat your own human, we all have these human imperfections that we deal with and have to overcome in this environment. Every time it goes up, we think of what we could do, the things we can have, how we can change our lives for the better, and then we get emotional when we see it disappear, and then it comes back stronger, and we're really excited again. I mean, that puts you through so much that you could really avoid and just stay focused on why you're in it. Why did you get in this? What are you trying to achieve? Be pragmatic about it. And maybe you can overcome that. Because, really, money is petty. Just remember that, and you'll probably do better. Remember all the problems money has caused in this life. It's not the thing we need money. What we really need is cooperation with one another in a better world for everyone. But because we won't survive without money, well, then we'll die without money, a very sad death. In the military, you have to work to avoid death, and it comes for you. You give all you give, and often your country screws you. I mean, hell, even in the mafia, if you do enough killing, eventually you're a made man, and now you're taken care of like made men. You don't have to worry about, falling and dying without a roof over your head and dying on the streets, because you're a made man in the mafia for being a good killer, right? Awful to think that that's how people are made, but Americans are not so much made. They're left to the elements. They're left to being outside. Ants, they're a eusocial species. They rely on each other in order to thrive, and when they don't, they die fast. And ants make sure one another has a roof over their head, but not human beings. And that really is our undoing. So while Americans themselves are left to die on the streets, we have Afghans that were never for us, numbering in the almost 200,000s of them. And they, just like the mafia, but haven't deserved it, are made men. They're made. Wait a second. Americans themselves are not made. They're dying on the streets. They're not being taken care of. And we have these Afghans arriving as made people. Unbelievable. They're made. They don't have to worry about the comings and goings we do. Being a slave to our jobs. Being whatever the, process is that you have to go through. And these Afghans, they show up. They are made. They don't have the problem of money or a house to stay. All of that's going to be taken care of for them. I wish I had the advantages of the Afghan coming to America. But nope. For Americans, go live in your van, you stupid pauper. Go die. For Afghans, here's your health care. Here's your love. Not just for you, but your entire extended family, too. Oh, you're American? Go die in a Dodge Caravan, you piece of shit. Right out in the open. It's like, whoa. Wow. How vain can you get about your being wrong? Yeah. It's at 9:25 right now, big, and we've got, AMC right at 46. I don't think at this point, once you're in it, it's healthy to look at every minute, every movement. I think give yourself, a general habit, be there, but otherwise be aware of other things in your life, so you don't drive yourself nuts. But seriously, that's pissing me off, man. These made people. They did nothing to deserve to be made. And here I am wanting to serve as your happy healer lover, helping you in any way I can to be a better person. I'm not made. For every time that I make a decision that's best for all of us, I suffer more. And I lose more because of it. It doesn't pay to be so loving in America, as it turns out, because you can die and lose everything doing it. And whereas these folks come in made, they don't have any of those issues. They'll get their house, they'll get their means of transportation, they'll have their money for food. Everything will be taken care of them for years to come. They have to assimilate. Like I said, they're made people. They're made. Just like the mafia, after you kill like 100 people, you become made. You got no worries, baby. You got no worries. It's Hakuna Matata for our politicians and the Afghans. Everybody else, you better watch out, because your grave is coming. We're in the middle of a civil war, but yet we try and act and pretend like we're doing so great. That's class distinction for you. The people up here have no idea what the people down here are going through. They're so removed from that experience, they make acts like this, and it doesn't even occur to them that they just brought people in that appear to be made to people like me. Granted, I put myself above all that, and I've been rich at different points in my life from working hard, but never have I just been made by somebody else or some other thing. That would be such a gift. We should do that for each other. Every American should be made. Instead, we make other country people's made status and let us fall into the earth. Feels like by design, don't you know? And if it feels like by design, don't be shocked if later you learn it was all by design. And it was like a goal-oriented mission. Their mission was to reduce the number of Americans and see them die off, while bringing in higher numbers of other people in order so that they can dilute the number of Americans, so they could to do this or do that. More power for them. Never trust them. That's why your happy healer is running for president, and may do so again for this will do so at some point, but right now it's focused on breaking that system. That's why I'm for President Trump. He doesn't do everything right, but the one thing that he does do is he's a departure from the old ways. Those old ways are evil. We need to get away from them fast. Whatever evil Trump brings in the picture, we could deal with that relatively much easier and fast. And we have a man who loves America, at least there. And then we can with dealing with this other evil we're dealing with that intends to break us. That's their mission. How do you feel about that, kids? Talk to me. Talk to your happy healer lover. Let's get back in this. It's obviously not giving us what we want there. Yeah. We're on a 5-day. Let's get back on the 1-day. We're holding good. I'm happy with big for now. When it's ready to shoot up, it will. It's higher today than yesterday. It's on its way. Okay, step back. Let's see what we got for AMC. I mean, the same story, except for we got into a good buy point down here, if you're able to pick up on that. And if it comes down again, you might have another buy point. I don't see AMC being done by no means, but because some of these expire on Friday, I sure do hope it gets running after today, if not today. That's what happens when they start expiring on us too quick. Let's see where modernity is today. 377, which is up by 87 cents. Woohoo. And like I said on Moderna, you might be aware of this, maybe you're not. Moderna feels like a big trap to me no matter what side you're on. I am not that interested in losing money on Moderna. Being right, but losing money anyway. Knowing that Moderna is worth $600, $650, but losing money in the short term anyway because of manipulative short sellers and other market factors. I'm not interested in being in. I will hold my, my way on Moderna. I'll hold my position and wait for the day to get in, a better day, when it has lost its volatility and it's focused on making reasonable incremental, process up. Because that's a good time you can buy a longer call and just make good profit. And that's a good way to go, I think, for Moderna. Right now, it's still finding itself. And it's dangerous when it's doing that. I mean, I have a really good feeling on Moderna's pricing. But the more of that crap that it did, it ran away from even me. And I can't put my gauges on it to determine what it's going to do next. I pull out of it. If it's a crapshoot being in Moderna, well, I may as well get in some other crapshoot that has a better chance. And so that's what we did. Some people chose to stay in Moderna, and it's been very painful on some of them. So others, maybe they made a little money or they broke even, but it's been really tough to make money on Moderna right now. 45.73 on AMC. We've got Big trading at 9.27. We've got support at 26.87. And that might be getting more and more to a better price to buy on this, knowing where it's coming from. But I still think that people are trying to bring it up just a bit too fast. Remember, it comes up so high and people want to get back in at the bottom floor. You won't get back in at the bottom floor, but maybe it can get to like 24, 20, maybe between 20 and 24, and then shoot back up again if there's going to be another short squeeze. Do you see how these short squeezes don't die? That's why I think Big is a good price right now, because even when it's going through all this, it might go through something exactly like that. I mean, look at what this support has gone through since the month, right? Coming up from right where we just seen Big at, and then getting as high as $37 here, and then it's and even higher than that, as we know in the interim. That really means it's saying a lot for us in terms of what Big can do. It's really following this pattern. So think about that. If you're in support, maybe it's a good time to buy, maybe it's a good time to sell. I don't really know, but I personally would probably wait for it to come down a bit more on support and put my money towards Big, something that's in its infancy going up still. That's why I'm not going to be worried about if Big has some hiccups here and there and wants to take a rest. It's barely just moving on. It's ready to start doing its come up now. And remember, it's already gone through a few of these cycles just so ever recently. It started here at $2 and change, and look at how far it's come already. But it can come a lot further than that. And all based on, this short-term movement. And a lot of these companies, they're not actually coming after the apes, if you want to call them that, or in this case, they might call themselves something different. They're not coming after these folks and they're not usually selling their shares. because they want to support this movement on their company. And, a lot of these people that get in, it's a longer and sustained kind of thing. And they could easily, it could be the thing that saves their company, essentially. The companies themselves have a lot to gain by just working with the short squeeze folks so that they remain vibrant and strong as a community. And it's turning out to be one, they call it a sector. There's the short squeeze sector. This is going to put the shorts out of business, that we're going after their money and they're on the run. And more people are getting into the stock market doing that. I like that. We need to beat the crap out of them and make money doing it. That's a beautiful thing when people that have value and purpose are realizing it, and the people that stole it for centuries are beginning to lose it. And that's how they stole it, is they destroy American wealth right there in the stock market. All in an interest to control the company that you're invested in and thus control you. Yep. You got to think like a cowboy. Like your happy healer lover cowboy. Woo woo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And just me, okay? Some people were wondering the other day. They said, "What are you?" And I said, "I'm just me." Oh la la. Jason, how come you're not talking to us, my man? I feel like you got upset at the market again. It's so easy to get pissed off at this market, isn't it? And you just gotta hang in there, guys. And people seen what I lost, and they know that I'm a winner by nature. I mean, hell, if I wanted to, I could drop all this and just focus on business. I do a lot better at that. I make my own luck instead of watching this crap. But you know what? I am taking on a different leaf. I've gone through that, and I've seen the lack of human value in that direction in life, and I don't want to further fuel the way of living when it comes to that kind of life. So I pull away from it, and instead I'm focused on human value and the correct ways. The correct ways are ways that build us all up, that make a future where we can all feel that comfort, that we won't drop into the abyss and lose our lives just because we had a bad stretch for a while, just because our luck was bad for a week or for 2 weeks in a row, and now we've got it all to lose. And then you have, YouTubers that are doing quite well for themselves, who are continuously lifted up by people that watch them, audience members who give them super chat money or from the views that they receive, and they can continuously be wrong, continuously invest in bad bets, and eventually win just because of that extremely fortunate situation they're in, where they can screw up and get paid as they screw up because they're using other people's money. And so that to me is not winning. Like, I want to see us all being able to do it. If the only one who can do it like that and have that kind of success are the really rich people, then that's going to set us back, and that's not fair. That's going to make it so that in order to have anything that resembles honest fairness is going to become harder. That's what we see. That's the kind of world we live in. That's why I say we have to make sacrifices to bring up what's better, and we'll have it. I know we will. Okay. Right now, We're holding strong. I suspect we'll break $10 soon. Let's see what Coinbase is doing. All right, not bad. Not bad at all. Remember, I took a lot of... this is the money basically that I have in the stock market, because I also needed to live. That's our plight, folks. We're not rich. You know that. So Cardano's up to 283. At some points was beyond that, 285. I really think Cardano is going to be up there near $10. What good is it when all you have is, you're running money? The same money you got to live on is the same money you're investing. I mean, that's what people, you become so good at being able to access your money because you need to sometimes survive off of it, but you also want to try and gain, like you see all the rich people doing. It's such a lost cause. We need to really take care of people. It's not completely empty. It's something good can come out of being in it, but man, a lot of us are like overdue on this MOAS that feels like it's never coming, to be honest. And have been dwindled in our calls and premium losses from basically these YouTubers who were showing us that we can all become millionaires on just opening up a couple of call positions, and then not being honest, like how I am on this channel, about how much you can lose doing that, and how doing shares is such a stress-free experience in comparison, and that those calls that they had new people doing generally had those new people losing everything they had because they wanted to be like their favorite YouTuber. It's not right. And you've seen that, these brokers are so happy to take their money, new people in the market. It's not right. Yeah, I don't know where he went to, Italian girl. I'm holding out. I love everybody here, and I care about everybody here. And also keep in mind, we have people coming in from other places and sources in the MoneyMantics brands of channels network, which I am still doing a lot of work in building. And one of the things I need to do, I have some really nice groups that are gaining tremendous energy, and that's what I was looking for. And so as long as that continues, the sky's the limit for those particular companies, and I can't wait. Yeah, I wonder where he is. I guess a lot of people are, just disappearing right now, not sure of what to do with themselves. And I'll tell you what, that's kind of what I'm getting ready to do. I'm kind of getting ready to check out and come back on now that, it's all dependent on how many people we have on board at that moment. But I did want to show this to you, and we'll shoot back over here. And look, it's moving. It's actually moving right this very moment. And it looks like it's going to move up the healthy way. Even with relatively... that volume is heavy, even though it feels low, but it's heavy. Oh, that's very heavy volume. So I think it could really push through. I think there's a lot of energy here, too. And step back one moment, get back in. And you can really see that progress there play out. I like looking at the 1 day. That's why that looked wacky for a moment. So look, we've had a pretty long and sustained drive up at this point. And that's what we needed. I think it's heading towards $10, so we'll be good. All right, folks, I'll pop back on in probably another hour or so. I'm going to probably reposition the car. Maybe do a little D&D on some of these stocks and positions. Think about what's next for us HappyHealer lovers. meet me in Discord. That's where I talk in between, and I'll pick up your ideas. And if you wanted to share something. All right, we'll see you soon. God bless you.